think it is very important to be reminded of Thucydides and to read the whole Thucydides, because I feel we only read half of it in international relations. Thucydides spoke of two things, not only why the war happened, which was the upset caused by the rise of Athens, and the fear, the subjective element, not only the objective, but the subjective element that instilled in Sparta and its allies, but which is what most people focus on. But there is a second part of Thucydides. Why did the stronger party lose? And the stronger party in Thucydides' mind, there is no doubt about it, is Athens. The way that he has been described in the funeral address in the end of the first year of the war by Pericles himself. Nevertheless, Athens loses. And the answer Thucydides gives, which is very important and very relevant to us today, is that Athens did not lose from Sparta, it lost from itself. Athens lost because of Athens, because of the degradation of its polity and the decline of its democracy and republic and its ethos, which led to the demagogues and to all the foreign follies, including the Sicilian campaign. And I think this is very relevant for us today. The West is very powerful if it stands united. The biggest threat for the West is not China, as great as it might seem, but it's from within. And the degradation of our own polity and of our own alliance. And I think this is what we are seeing today. Not only, to be fair, on the western side of the Atlantic, but even on the eastern side of the Atlantic, we have similar phenomena, albeit not as strong, because you have a presidential system. Power is concentrated in the hands of the executive, and in Europe, the parliaments can always resurrect themselves, the way that we saw with Liz Truss in 44 days. You don't have that possibility and that luxury. So I think we should work very much on our internal cohesion and things we need to do if we are to listen to the voice of wisdom coming 25 centuries ago from Thucydides in places such as Greece.
I mean, you're absolutely right, and of course, actually, no one reads Thucydides, which is part of the problem. But if you just want to read one part of it, right, it's the Melian dialogue, which everybody quotes, including Jim and I in our latest piece in Foreign Affairs, where the strong do as they will and the weak do as they must. But what happens? The strong destroy Melos, literally wipe it from the face of the earth. And it's that cruelty that leads to the ethos, the change in Athens' behavior that ultimately leads to its demise and losing the war. And that lesson, so if you read Thucydides, you don't want to read the whole thing, which you should, by the way, because it's a fantastic book, and it's the best way to understand international politics. Read the dialogue as a means to understanding what's happening. Maybe they should read it in the White House.
And if you are to read it correctly, because the dialogue is not only an exaltation of the strength, the way the people in Washington might read it today. The dialogue shows you that the moment that Athens invokes strength is already weak.
Yes.
The moment that it has to assert its authority and forcefully coerce the Melians, it has lost the game in a sense, because it has been deprived of all the soft power and the fact that until then all these people were doing her bidding without Athens needing to enforce it. So the moment that America today is asking and coercing, it is already losing the game, whereas in the past people wanted to do its bidding by their own volition. I think this is an important aspect that is lost among realists or pseudo-realists and illiterates.